Hey, Tony Gas is here, not listening to me. Now, you probably can't see me too well because it's dark and I'm headed. I just got off the plane, dropped my wife and son off because they picked me up at the airport. And now I'm headed to pick up my oldest son from soccer practice. He get out in 30 minutes, so I'm making way. But listen, I wanted to do this gratitude training on here, and I want you to think about this, and I want you to listen to this because a lot of y'all is terrible at it, and I just hate to say it like that, but just one of the things, I don't know how it came about. I think maybe from being a giver, it made me more grateful. And so by being a giver, and one thing I noticed about being a giver is most people are not givers. But I realized, like, that's why most people are not blessed. And so most people are not givers, so therefore most people are not grateful. And that's a thing that is really sad in our society. But I want you to understand something. Never let anything slip by you. So when somebody do something for you, you need to tell them immediately, expressly, a very thorough thank you. When somebody does something for you, you need to say thank you so very much. It means the absolute world to me that you have done this. Send them a text message. Take a little time out and go to the store and get a card for $2 and handwrite in that card, thank you so very much for what you did. It means the absolute world. And mail that card to them or give that card to them. And go the extra mile to show gratitude. I'll send people cash out sometimes to be a blessing, and they won't respond. I even had to talk to my son and my wife about that. Like, listen, when you receive this money, this ain't free money. Like, take the time and go in there, because a lot of times, because we so selfish by nature, we'll receive it and we just think about, oh wow, this is for me, what can I do with it, instead of thinking about the sacrifice of the person who sent it. And then sometimes we don't want to say thank you because we don't want to let the person know what they did. It's almost like we think that if we don't say thank you, it didn't happen, or it'll happen more because we didn't say thank you. It's almost like we think that if we say thank you, that the action is confirmed and it's done forever. And that is a scarcity mindset. And I've had clients that I've had to tell, like, hey, when somebody send you a cash out, send you a blessing, make sure you go in and you hit the heart. You send that heart back, or the hand, the praise hands, or just to let the person know. Anybody who send me a blessing, if it's on an app where I can write back, then I write back. Like if it's on, I think sometimes PayPal, I know Venmo allow you to write back. Somebody send me a blessing on Cash App, as soon as I see it, and I don't care how it look. If I'm up at 2 o'clock in the morning and somebody send me a blessing and I'm up, I'm gonna hit the heart right then, just to let that person know, hey, thank you. And sometimes I done have people send me, I think like 20 cents, 30 cents. I don't even ignore that. I still hit the heart to say thank you. And it's times to where if somebody send like a crazy blessing, I go to searching their name on Instagram, on youth, on in my academy, in my email, trying to reach them so I could send them a full thank you. Like a full thank you so very much. God bless you. We just not grateful in our society, we're not grateful and we don't take the time. Like sending a letter, sending an email, sending a card, all that should be standard. That should be standard. See, my daddy taught me that as a child. And I heard a man say, he say, if you want somebody, he said, gratitude is not innate. Gratitude is something that has to be taught. Think about something that's being done for you, that you taking for granted, that you ain't sent nobody no card about. I'm gonna tell you something, like, and sometimes people say, oh, well, if you do something for somebody, you shouldn't expect nothing in return. You shouldn't respect no thank you. And that's the dumbest thing that has ever been said, because it's not that you're doing it for that, but you also understand that it's even more so about their heart, their heart's posture, their mindset. Because you realize when you give to somebody, if they don't show gratitude for what you've given them, you realize that's why they broke, busted, and disgusted. You realize that's why they where they are. You realize that's why they don't have the abundance and the blessings that God has for them, because they're not thinking about what somebody just done. They just think that, oh, this is just a given. This is just a standard. And so I be taking the time, and I have to teach people this. Like, hey, stop whatever you doing. Stop whatever you doing. Don't worry about what else you got going on. Don't worry about, in the moment that a blessing come in, all your problems, all your worries, all your stress, all your fear, all of that need to stop. And you need to tell God, thank you. And you tell God, thank you, and you tell who God used to be a blessing, thank you. That's what you got to do. Because you can't take and want to be blessed, but then not want to take the time to say thank you. So it's sometimes like when I do the give what you can for a class, that is the most annoying thing in the world. Because it may be 100 people that sign up for class. And out of that 100 people, it might be 200 or 300. But some people is giving $1. Whereas some people is giving $25, some people giving $50, some people giving $100. So it's like when somebody give 25, 50, or 100, it's like, I don't be feeling like sending out the class information to the person who gave $1. And sometimes I mess and I get mad. I find myself getting mad. Oh, you see, I'm finna give my time, give my energy, share my wisdom, and you finna give $1? That's how you see me? The devil will try to have me get mad, and then the Lord chastise me real quick, Tony, hey, you said give what you can. This might be all that person got. It might be all that person got, and that person might have $1 today, and on the next class they might have 1,000. But if you take and exclude them and leave them out just because of what they gave didn't equal what somebody else gave, for one, your heart in the wrong place. See, that's what I be open to hearing. I be open to hearing that from the Holy Spirit. But see, you got to be walking with the Holy Spirit to hear it. See, when you walking with a carnal mind and you walking with greed and selfishness and all of that, and you self-centered, then you can't hear from the Holy Spirit. You can't hear from the Holy Spirit. You can't receive. And sometimes we'll get so caught up, we'll be like, we get to calling everybody else and telling them what God done did, what somebody done blessed us, the opportunity we done got, and we forget to tell the person, thank you for the opportunity. So when I hang up this video, I'm finna send a long, heartfelt text or voice memo to the coach who brought me in to speak to his team. And then I'm gonna send one to the other coach who connected me with another Division 1 coach. And I'm finna tell both of them, thank you. Thank you. You know why? Because a lot of times we used to giving, but we not used to receiving. we used to do them for people. And I tell people this all the time. And I hate to, you know, to share real life stuff, but I have to share real life stuff just so you understand. I got to paint real pictures. But I remember I took and I bought some people some cars. I bought people cars. The most expensive one I bought was $42,000. Cash money. Bought another one, $35,000 cash money. Bought another one, $25,000 cash money. Another one, $25,000 cash money. You know, everybody said thank you. Everybody said thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And yeah, that was good. But the homeless person on the side of the street say thank you when you get them $1. So now if you got a job and you employed and you get that level of blessing, you get a blessing that is a level of blessing. Now I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I got a friend that's a billionaire. He's a billionaire. And so he do for me, and he'll be a blessing to me. You know what I'll take and do? I'll find something that I think he could benefit from. Something that he use, and I'll send it to him. To go the extra mile in my thank you. Because all he really expects is a thank you. When he have birthday parties and stuff like that, he literally put on the flyer, do not bring gifts. That's how he is. But this last thing he did, he took me to Miami. They was going for a bachelor party, but he let me tag along on a private jet. He paid for my hotel, and I wrote the book, my next book, War. I wrote it over that weekend. I wrote it in a Saturday and a Sunday. And I bought him 4 hats, because he wear hats when he moving around. I bought 4 hats. Nice little, you know, cool hats like what y'all see me wear sometime from a wife collection. That's her hat collection. I had her get 4 hats that she liked for us to send to him. Just to go above and beyond on that thank you. All he expected was thank you. But just to go above and beyond on that right there, thank you. And so I'll take it, you know, he get a new car. He be done something for me. I'll take and get the tag frame. I remember he got a Navigator. I took and got the tag frame that say Navigator, and got the keychain that say Navigator. He took me and my wife on a private jet to Jamaica. And when we got on there, we took and gave him and his wife this right here, Hermes. This Hermes bracelet, bangle, whatever you'll call it. Gave both of them the Hermes. These right here cost about $700. They didn't expect that. They wasn't expecting that. But he wear that, she wear that. And it's like, man, why you getting a gift for somebody who a billionaire? But it's the thought that count. So sometimes we forget to show gratitude. It might be your boss that give you a day off that you weren't supposed to have. Give you a raise. Like, don't just say thank you. Go get a card. Get a bottle of wine. It was a billionaire that I wrote on Instagram, and he agreed to meet with me. I drove up to meet with him. He in Charlotte, North Carolina. When I got up there, I had my wife Google a wine store. And I went to that wine store, and I got him 2 bottles of wine. One of the bottles of wine, I said, y'all take me to y'all special section. One of the bottles of wine was $750. I ain't have it like that, but I did it because this a billionaire who don't know me from a can of paint. Don't know me from the man on the moon, but allowing me to come into his house. I could have been coming there to take his life. I could have been coming there to go rogue, meaning I could have did all I done did, and he done looked me up and did all I done did, but that don't mean I ain't crazy. This man invited me to his house. Never met me. All he had was Google search about me. We went and played horse. he miscounted. He didn't realize I beat him in horse or pig. We played pig. We went in his gym. He got a gym at his house. We played pig. He got a chef. The chef cooked us food. Man, I'm in here living a $1 billion lifestyle. I'm on the basketball court in his house, chef cooking, old fancy meal. Man, look here, man. And we sit there and we talking. And guess what guess what I found out? The Lord that gave me more wisdom than he that gave him. The man just basically say, man, I was just at the right place at the right time. And I wasn't afraid to ask. I wasn't too proud to beg. That's basically what he told me. I just wasn't too proud to beg. He raised money. He raised money for his ideas for his company. And what his company is, it just own a bunch of websites. You know, like if you go to creditcards.com, they own that website. It's either creditcards.com or creditcard.com. They own that website, and they just got a bunch of articles on the best credit cards, the best way to use credit cards. They got just a bunch of advertisements. They make money off the ads on the websites. But these websites get like, it's a site in their thing that they rank the top 100 in health and wellness called Greatest. But it's GREATIST.com. I'd have been ranked in their top 100 as high as number 60. On this list is like Oprah and everybody else, you know. They only rank 100 people out of the world. So I'd have been as high as number 60. But I write in and tell them, hey, don't put me on this list for the health and wellness. I'm not a personal trainer. You know, I'm not a personal trainer. I don't even know if I'm healthy. And so they'll move me next year. They move me, you know, to 70. The next year they move me to 80. Eventually they move me to 99. And I think now they done bumped me off the list. Because I kept writing in saying like, man, I don't deserve to be on this list. And that's low self-esteem, low self-image on my part. But come to find out, when I looked the man up, when I heard about the man, he owned that website. And they paying these writers and stuff, and they making money off the advertisement. But when I went to see this man, I took him 2 bottles of wine. Man, he opened that wine. He said, wow, Tony, thank you, man. Thank you. This is, he said, I know of this. I know of this brand. He said, man, this is a quality wine. He said, wow, thank you. He didn't say, no, Tony, I can't accept that. I can't accept that, man. I got, you know, I'm way too blessed to accept that. He didn't say that. When somebody send me a blessing, I don't send it back and be like, hey, no, I can't accept that. I said, thank you, Lord. Because it means something. When you pouring and you giving and you doing, and for somebody to see you and for somebody to say thank you. Because gratitude is so rare, but I'm gonna tell you, gratitude gonna take you further. I remember growing up with my friend whose family is a billionaire, they billionaires, and his daddy would take her to the game. He would take her to the Orlando Magic game, and he got seats that's basically like courtside seats. And he'll take her to the game, and when I come home, my daddy taught me this at a young age, how to show gratitude. He say, son, send him an email and tell him thank you for taking you to the game. So I get on the computer, dial up on AOL, get him an email, Silent Essence 29 at AOL.com, and I sent him an email. Hey, I just want to say thank you so much for taking me to the game. It was an amazing experience and I had a great time. Thank you. Boom. Guess what? I'm the only one out of our friends, out of all our friends that went to that game, I'm the only one that sent that email. Guess what? I'm also the only one that he blessed with a very large sum of money to help me get my life in order, get on my feet, and get going. But you know why? It's because I stood out with gratitude. Yes, sir. No, sir. Thank you. And going the extra mile. See, people don't understand, when you grateful will actually open doors for you. Being grateful will actually do more for you. Being grateful will get you blessed more. Because what happens is the gratitude confirms the gift. So see, the gift is the affirmation, but the gratitude is the confirmation to the giver that the gift was sown on good ground. But see, if you give and you don't receive gratitude, now you know you just sowed on thorny ground. Now you know you just sowed on bad ground. And see, that also show you how and who to give to. Because you're not finna keep giving to somebody that ain't grateful. You're not finna keep giving to somebody that feels entitled. You're not finna do that. But see, people don't be thinking about the extra mile. See, if I know how to sing, if I knew how to sing and somebody bless me, I'm gonna write a song. If I knew how to write poetry and somebody bless me, I'm gonna write a poem. If I know how to write and somebody bless me, I'm gonna write an email. I'm gonna write a short story. I might write a book. But I'm gonna say thank you. And I want that thank you to hit hard too. I want that thank you to be, I love you. That's what I want that thank you to feel like. And that's where we have failed at in our lives. That's where we done gone wrong. So I'm telling y'all, learn how to show gratitude for the people that are blessing you in your life. This might be your parent. It might be your friend. It might be your coworker. Yes, you might be struggling. Yes, you might not be able to pay your bills. Bump all that. Bump all that. You ain't gonna never be able to pay your bills if you don't learn how to be grateful. So if your coworker cover a shift for you, and you know your coworker don't struggle with alcohol, but they drink alcohol, but they don't struggle with it, go buy a bottle of wine. Go buy a bottle of wine. Go get a champagne. If you don't believe in alcohol and all that, then go get a card. Let me tell you what I just did. This is my wife. This is my wife. I don't technically owe my wife nothing. I'm paying all the bills. I'm paying the bills. I'm taking care of my household. I'm faithful to my wife. I'm in the house. So I just went out to speaking engagement. That's making money. That's gonna pay the bills. But you know what I did? When I got to the airport, every time I come through the airport, I get my wife a gift. Tonight, I spent $200 that I do not have necessarily, meaning like it ain't just in the budget, just flourishing. I spent $200 on a pair of Beats headphones for when she walking or when she running or she working out or she cleaning around the house. She got it's the newest model, Beats earbuds. It's the earbuds that go in your ear. Cost me $200. Man, listen. I ain't want to spend that $200. I ain't want to spend it, but I had to give with a glad heart. Had to get my heart glad. And I had to remind myself, I say, you know, I was gone. And before I got ready, my wife had to get my son ready, take him to drop him off for homecoming, take the pictures and all that. I was getting a haircut because I had to leave. Then the next day on Sunday, when I had to leave, my wife, you know, she cleaning up the house and all of that. And then on Monday, she got to take both boys. So she got to take the oldest son to a friend's house so he could ride to practice with that friend, and then take the youngest son to practice. And then come back after and pick up the oldest son. So she doing double time where she by herself. Whereas when I'm in town, I'm able to do one of the practices. So then tonight, she had to take both boys to practice. So she take the one to practice. Okay, he practiced. After dropping him, she got to drive and take the other one. They feels only like 10 minutes apart, 15 minutes apart, but she drive and drop the other one at his field. Then got to come back, pick up the youngest, And then if I was not here, she would have to take the youngest back to the oldest practice to pick him up. And so it's a late night for my youngin'. But tonight I got in at a certain time. I scheduled my flight to where I get in to where I can at least help with the pickup. So she dropped off the youngest, dropped off the oldest, went back to the youngest, got the youngest, then came to the airport to pick me up. Then I drove them home, dropped them, and now I'm driving back 40 minutes to pick up the oldest, and then got to drive back 40 minutes. So you see, that's an hour and 20 minutes worth of driving to get to and from soccer practice. So I thought of all of that. And I say, you know, she didn't have these kids by herself. So although, yes, I'm earning a living, that ain't the only thing that I could do or the only thing that I should do. I'm not going to kick up my feet and relax just because I done went and made a little bit of money when I could do more. But on top of me doing more, I'm also going to get her a gift to show her that I miss her and that I love her and that I appreciate her. And I taught my mentee, who now is traveling the country, going to games and stuff, because he got a YouTube channel he running, and he going to the football games. And I told him, I said, hey, when you come back through that airport, don't forget you leaving your wife home with them kids by herself, and she ain't had them kids by herself. Make sure you get her a gift. Get her a t-shirt or something out of that airport that you flying through. And he hit me, he said, hey man, I got that shirt, man. I took that advice. He said, man, that thing went over well. That thing went over, because it's that extra thought. So see, guess what? I've been a knucklehead at times in my marriage. But because of all of the times that I went the extra mile, when I became a knucklehead and was going through spiritual warfare and was short and was distant and was snappy, my wife gave me grace, and she didn't divorce me because of all the times that I went that extra mile and showed her how much I loved her. So when I went through spiritual warfare, she was able to say, okay, he going through spiritual warfare, versus he hate me, he don't love me, I'm giving up this marriage, we done. And so that's what you have to realize and understand, is that it also serves another purpose, because not every day gonna be a good day. Not all the time you gonna be able to be in a position to even afford a thank you card. But the times that you have done it, it let those people know that you are grateful. And so gratitude has to be a part of your life. And I want you to understand with this here channel is you gotta watch these videos with the same vigor and intensity that you watch the relationship videos, just to show YouTube that, hey, we trying to be whole people, not just focus on love and relationships. We trying to be whole people. We trying to be well-rounded people in every area. This is a life coaching channel, not a relationship coaching channel. And so you got to watch these videos to this point in the video and share the video with your friends and family, so that YouTube know, oh, okay, we need to promote these type of videos too, because they want to see this too. See, YouTube don't know that, so it just show the relationship stuff and not this other stuff that's gonna benefit you even more, or at least just as much as the relationship video. This actually gonna benefit you more if you're not in a relationship, or you're not seeking or desiring a relationship right now. These other lessons gonna benefit you even more. And that's what I want you to realize and understand. Oh Lord, my wife got out and took the key. Oh Lord, it say key missing, check for key. So that mean I can't cut off. I cut off, but we do dilly. Oh, one I'm like, thing sounded kind of aggressive when I hit the gas. Now what's going on with the car now? But it's also that key missing. That thing, I cut off. When you cut off, when your key missing, I think it give you one more crank. It'll give you one crank, and then you through for. But hey, God bless you. Listen, look here, it's 8:58. My son get out of practice about 9:10. 9, when I say 9:10, I mean 10 minutes after 9, not 9 or 10 p.m. So it worked out. Able to drop my family off, come on back up here, pick up my son. Voila. Bada bing, bada boom. Look how that worked out. And then my wife, when she was getting out of the car, she said, thank you. Thank you for these. She's showing, she have learned from me to show more gratitude. She have learned to go the extra mile with gratitude. So now she have my boys to where after their birthday party, everybody who gave a gift, she go get thank you cards, and she had them write in the thank you card, and she had them mail the thank you cards to everybody, telling everybody thank you. And as kids, she had them do that. I just, my business partner just sent a donation in for my sons to their soccer club. And I told my oldest son today, I say, send him an email thanking him for that donation. And send him your highlight tape, because he gonna send it to his alma mater, because my son wouldn't mind playing there. So, boom. There you go. You know, I say that to say we have to teach our children gratitude. Like, sometimes kids just gonna show, you get them some candy, you get them a toy, you get them something, they, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much, thank you so much. You know, and they'll show that gratitude. But we got to be able to take and show, teach them. And start with your kids to where, do the birthday party thing. When they have a birthday party, and even you just have friends and family over and they get them gifts, go get that thank you card. Think about that. How many of you done did that? How many of you done did that? You see what I mean? A lot of times we just be like, okay, tell everybody thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. But no. And then one thing my wife do, she'll have my sons make a video. Hey, thank you so much for the gift. I loved it. And then she'll text the video to the person. So guess what? That just melted that person's heart, because they like, wow, they went the extra mile to say thank you. But guess what? Also, now, do you think that person gonna miss another birthday? And that ain't why we saying thank you. But think about it. Do you think that person gonna miss a birthday when they got that level of gratitude? When they could compare it to another child they sent a gift to and barely got a thank you on text message? Come on now. See what I mean? That's what you got to realize and understand. That's what you got to realize and understand. So listen, y'all get to hear gratitude together. And I'm going to tell you, when you grateful, man, listen. You can't say thank you too many times. Like, just randomly, I just thank my wife for doing what is expected of a wife. I'll still go the extra mile, because I hear women say, oh, why I'm gonna tell a man thank you when he doing what he supposed to do? I'm not finna be thanking nobody for doing what they supposed to do. That's a scarcity mindset. Men say the same thing. But you know what? No, I go out my way and say, hey, thank you. Thank you for being amazing. Thank you for cooking. Thank you for just being there, and for sacrificing, and for working so hard and keeping things together. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah. I'll send that. Just out of the blue, randomly. Anytime the Lord bless me, I go get my wife a for nothing gift. Y'all seen what I did? You know, it's kind of ghetto what I did for my wife's birthday. I said, hey, here go my wife cash out. I'm giving y'all time and attention and energy that I could be giving to her. If you got it in your heart, send my wife a blessing. Guess what? People send her a blessing, and I told her, I said, hey, make sure you go through and you hit that heart now on all them blessings. People send her some blessings. But that was me who set that up. I ain't have to do that. Some people might be like, oh, man, that's begging. I ain't finna be begging my people to give nothing to my spouse. No. You got to honor your spouse. If you're in a position to honor your spouse and the person don't want to do it, they ain't got to do it. And if they mad at me for bringing it up, then bump them. I don't want them in my audience. If they mad at me for honoring my wife and having my hand out for her, I don't have my hand out for me. On my birthday, I don't send my cash app out, but I'm going to honor my wife. And so for those y'all who send her a blessing, God bless you. Thank you. For those y'all who be sending me a blessing, God bless you. Thank you. Thank you. I am ever so greatly. Everybody who even just hit the subscribe button, I thank you. I thank you, because you don't have to do that, because you hitting the subscribe button on my page when I ain't even giving you nothing. I'm just on here shooting on the cell phone. I ain't doing like other people with a professional camera, professional microphone, professional editing, thumbnails, full description box, and all of that. I'm just turning the phone on. I'm talking to you in the dark. I ain't even got no lighting. Thank you. And God bless you. Hey, this is Tony Gaskins. We'll talk soon. Oh, October 14th, the publishing boot camp coming up. And for those of y'all, I know some people write in and say, hey, Tony, you know, can you pay in multiple parts, or do you have discount? Listen, this is not that type of course. That I have a course called the Birth Your Book course, which is a very similar course. What you get done, what you need to get done. So this one is for people who are at that level to where they have all their ducks in a row. They got their job, they got their savings, they got their pension, they got their credit, and they ready to launch their book. Because it don't do me no good to get you in the course if you unemployed without a job, because it costs money to publish. So if you don't have $400 for the boot camp, you're not going to have the $4,000 or $5,000 or $10,000 or $45,000 that it costs to publish. So understand that. So instead, take the Birth Your Book course, that is the static standalone course on TonyGaskinsAcademy.com. And then when you're ready financially, then you can start to piecemeal your book together and publish it for probably even $100 or less. And yes, it might look like you publish it for $100 or less, but you still will be able to do it. Hey, this is Tony Gaskins. God bless you. We'll talk soon. Oh, TonyGaskinsAcademy.com. That's how you sign up. TonyGaskinsAcademy.com. Talk soon.